The Prowler. Action. So The Prowler is a 1981 horror movie by Joe Zito with special effects done by Tom Savini, the gore master himself, who did Dawn of the Dead, Maniac, and Friday the 13th Part 4 and 1. And yeah, this movie is about a prowler, a guy who kills somebody, a couple on graduation day, and then 35 years later, in 1980, there's another killing rampage that goes on a graduation day again, and you don't know who's doing it, or do you? And that's basically the story. I mean, the movie opens up with a letter being sent to somebody. It's a breakup letter being sent to somebody who's overseas, and then it flashes to a group of people making out. There's like a ball celebrating everybody back from overseas. The war is over in Germany. So everyone's celebrating, and then two people get killed off, and then it's 35 years later, and people are dying again. Except it's not, welcome back home party. It's just a graduation party. This movie's working title was going to be Graduation, and then it was also going to be called Rosemary's Killer or something. But they went with the Prowler, which is something they use in this movie over and over again. They keep saying, there's a Prowler out there. It's like they're trying to, do that thing where movies always try to drop the name of the movie in the movie. Now, going into this movie, I had such high hopes. I haven't seen this movie yet, but it's always been, thrown out there as a classic, as a must-see for slashers because of its special effects by Tom Savini. So that was the thing I was looking forward to while watching this movie. And did it deliver? Yes, but only on that front. So the positives for this movie I can give it is there are some moments of suspense that does try to be scary. And the kills that we do get are very gory. And they linger. They linger on screen. The people suffer. It's just like, this is like Hostel before Hostel was popular. They actually, these people don't die quick. When you thought they would die quick, they just bleed out, and it shows the whole thing. When someone gets stabbed in the head or throat sliced, it just lingers for seconds on end, and it just does not pull away. This movie does not shy away. It shows you everything. The special effects are pretty damn good. At some moments, it actually looks real, and this movie was made over 35 years ago, and it's pretty amazing what they were able to pull off with this low-budget horror movie. But once you get past the kills in this movie, everything else is just a negative. I was very disappointed in this movie. The killer in this movie is supposed to be a mystery, right? It's a whodunit, but I guarantee you, you'll figure it out pretty quick. It was one of the only people I suspected. You don't get that many characters to be like, alright, I think it's him. Because they don't try to give you any red herrings in this movie whatsoever. The only red herring there is the person who's going out of town for a fishing trip. I'll be gone. So it can't be me because I'm leaving. So it's that person. And then once you find out who it is, the person dies before they can tell you anything. I'm doing it because of this. It doesn't tell you anything. I have no idea if the person killing in 1980 was actually the person killing in 1945. I think it is. But why? The motivation you get that you suppose that you're automatically assuming for the killings in 1945 is because of that breakup letter. Okay, this person got broken up with, he's killing her, and she's making out with some guy. Jealousy, right? But then in 1980, it's what? Is this celebration ball, this graduation, bringing back PTSD for this soldier? And is he really the soldier in 1945? Is it PTSD that's making him kill people? It doesn't do anything to explain anything. So therefore, you're just alright, I guess I have to make up shit on my own. The characters are a bunch of no-name people who just have no characteristics whatsoever. They're just a bunch of teenagers who spike punch, want to go make out, they're throwing up because they're drinking too much. And this movie just lingers on shots for so long to where it goes from oh, this is getting kind of suspenseful to holy shit, I can't believe we're still looking at this. Why is this happening? There's some moments where it's really, why are we still looking at this? Why? It's not scary no more. What's going on? And then there's moments where it's why did that even happen? Why did that even make it into the movie? They go to a graveyard, and then this guy just looks at the girl in the car, scares the shit out of her, and then disappears. He's not the killer, but what the hell was that for? And then there's a scene where there's these two people making out. They sneak off from the graduation. You're oh, they're gonna get killed. Oh, they're making out. They're about to make love. They're gonna get killed. No. And then they do this POV shot of somebody who you think's the killer who's watching them make love. And then it turns out just to be the principal or some peeping Tom. And then that scene ends and it never comes back. Those two characters, no. Never comes back to it, never touches base on it. Therefore, we just wasted all our time watching them at the graduation talking about how they want to sneak off, watching them sneak off, watching them get to the secret hideout, then watching them make out, and then watching somebody sneak up on them for nothing. Just all kinds of suspense building to just basically no payoff. It's like setting up a joke and then not actually finishing. Like, knock, knock, who's there? Not gonna tell you. It's like this movie didn't know how to pace. It just kept editing, like, it kept going back and forth between different scenes and different people's situations. Like, shit would get, like, real tensified, and then also just cut away to this person, and then eventually, like, cut back to this person. It's just, like, real, come on! Like, I know in a couple moments that works, you know, movies, like, oh, what happened? I wonder what happened before it cut away, and then it cuts back to them, and it's like the scene was just, like, cut off in the mid-scene, and then it's like, they're just, nothing happened. They're still walking around the pool. It cut back to these people for no fucking reason. There's just bad writing, it's bad pacing, in my opinion. This movie is just boring. It's only an hour and a half, barely, and it feels like a 2-hour movie. And this sorority house that they live in, I guess it's a sorority house, I assume. A bunch of people live in there. It's a fucking big place. This woman goes down like 4 flights of stairs just to get to the exit. But then she gives up on the flight of stairs for some reason and goes all the way down this hallway to go down a flight of stairs outside. I don't know why. And then the neighbor attacks her and grabs her arm, and that's never explained. Is he associated with this killer in some way, shape, or form? I think maybe. Nothing's explained in this movie, and it was hard for me to pay attention because of how bored I was. But this old guy who's in the wheelchair who lives next to the sorority house, he has a corpse in his fucking chimney. Did he put that there, or did the killer put that there? I don't know. I have to watch this movie a second time at some point. I'm not going to punish myself right now. But at some point, this is a movie I need to revisit to fill in the gaps. Because if there are any gaps to be filled, I think it's just a bad movie. But at the beginning of this movie, he kills these 2 people with a pitchfork. But the way they edited it, like, he puts the pitchfork away, grabs his knife, cuts the wire, cuts these lines to cut the lights out to, be suspenseful and scary. And then he grabs his pitchfork again. They're making out. He throws the pitchfork away again on the ground, grabs a second knife, and what did he have 2 knives, one for cutting a wire and then one for just grabbing to be all scary like. So then he grabs the second knife, and then by the time it cuts to the people getting killed, he has the pitchfork in his hand again. So it's like he uses a knife, cuts the wire, puts the pitchfork in his hands, puts the pitchfork down, grabs the second knife, and then the next time we see him, he has the pitchfork in his hand again. So, make up your mind. What weapon do you want to use? Then this movie tries to do that terrible fucking final scare ending. Like, you got these 2 corpses that are in the bathroom throughout the whole movie while they're out doing other shit. And then the corpse grabs their final girl at the end with his eyes all white the whole time. And then it's like, why? Why? Please tell me she was just hallucinating or something. Don't tell me that corpse just did a 1 last second thing just to be fucking scary at the last second. That is some cheesy bad shit. That is some Friday the 13th shit at the end. Like, that is just my #1 pet peeve of horror movies. I hate when they try to do the final scare. Even if it just totally takes logic away, just don't do it. If you want an example of bad writing, I don't know what the hell is going on, but, this whole time it's just like this sorority girl named Pam, I think, and this deputy who has to act as sheriff. He's driving her around from place to place the whole fucking movie. That feels forever. And then finally he's like, alright, I'm tired of driving you around. So he drops her off at this house. I think it's the sorority house. I don't know. They don't do any exterior shots, so I don't know where the fuck he's dropping her off. I assume it's back at the scene of the crime that they were escaping earlier. But he drops her back off. He's like, I'm not driving you around no more. Alright, I'm going to go check out this place. I'm going to drop you off here, and you should go back to the dance. You're telling her to go walk back to the dance. Where are you dropping her off? It's not the dance. He's dropping her off somewhere and tells her to go walk to a dance because he doesn't want to drive her around no more. And there's a killer on the loose, and he knows that. Now, the score of this movie is also just kind of, it feels like the late 70s, early 80s, like, Psycho. Like, it kind of just feels, it's not really anything unique. I think they should have hired John Carpenter for this movie. He probably would have saved it just a little bit. The score is not anything else to really listen to. It's just, it kind of sounds like a ripoff of Psycho at some moments, but it's just, yeah, there's just a lot of negative things about this movie. The least it could, I mean, it's an interesting aspect, like a PTSD, I'm guessing. Like, you don't see too many soldier, like, this is the only killer I know that's, the theme of it is a soldier. He has the helmet on, he's got the boots, the army knife, very big ass knife. So that's kind of interesting and new, but other than that, the mask was just shit. I don't even know what the hell it was. It was just like a big old army camouflage sock over his face. The only positive in this movie, like I said earlier, is the kills. The kills are the only thing you need to see, the only interesting aspect of this movie. The tension building is not done that well to me. It drags on way too fucking long. And this movie is just a big fat disappointment to me. This is just, like I said, this is one of those titles that just gets thrown out there. Like, have you seen this Tom Savini special effects movie? The kills are amazing. But yeah, that's the only thing they can tell you about, because the rest of the movie is just a big pile of shit. So therefore, when it comes to the Prowler, unfortunately, it breaks my heart, because I was really looking forward to this, is that it's just wasted time. Now, I'm also going to be doing something a little bit different. So before I go, I'm going to be giving you my personal favorite and least favorite kills of every horror movie I do from now on. Especially in October, because I'm going to be doing 31 horror movies in October. So prepare yourself for that. This is number 1. So my Mr. Hat Award for the best kill of this movie will definitely go to Carl, with the bayonet going all the way through his head and out his chin, just lingering there for seconds on end and his eyes turning white. You can't beat that. Just look at that shit. Now, my Mr. Twig award for the lamest kill is definitely going to go to Otto. That weird motherfucker was just staring at her for seconds on end to the point where it felt like he wanted to molest her. So I say he got what he deserved when he got a buckshot to the chest. And there you have it. Those are my awards. Let's move on. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Prowler. Did you see this 1981 classic? Did you like the kills? The kills are the only good thing I can recommend. Just look up, go to YouTube, somehow find kills for it. Look them up. That's all you need to see. But those are my thoughts on the Prowler. Did you see this movie? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Did you see it as a child? Did you see it as an adult? Because I feel like that might play some part in your love for the movie. Like, if I saw this as a kid, this would probably be like a see on Netflix or see on Redbox. This probably would have a lot more nostalgia to me. But I just saw it as a 23-year-old adult. So, and as always, if you want to see more rantastical, awesome content, you can do so by clicking on my beautiful cartoon face in 5 seconds. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen. Yeah.